Seattle as we start the second half. The New York Jets are out in front by a score of 13-0. I'm Charlie Jones along with Randy Cross. It's interesting, though, that Seattle really has more at stake because they have a long shot at the playoffs as a wild card. The Jets are completely out of it, yet the Jets are outplaying them.
The Jets have been very opportunistic. They've taken advantage of things. They've squandered some early with a couple of turnovers, but I mean, to call what Seattle's done ugly football, I think would really insult a lot of teams around there that play ugly football, because that is pathetic.
And they need to, as you have said time and time again, to establish some kind of a running game, which has been their strength.
Well, that's what they do best, and I know Rich Kotite and his staff came into this game afraid of their running game. So far, running game's been a non-factor, and if anything else, the passing game's worked against them.
And Ron Carpenter on the return, and the New York Jets to the 40, 45, and near the 50-yard line. The Jets with an early spark, so they start off the second half in complete control of the ballgame, just the way they ended the first half.
Well, just so as to not feel left out, I guess the Seattle special teams, guess they thought they'd add their ugly contribution. Here's bad coverage, good blocking by the wedge of the New York Jets. Carpenter picks a hole, but I'll be honest, Charlie, you and I could have found that hole. It was big and it was slow.
So the Jets go to work at their own 49-yard line. The special teams coach for Seattle is, of course, a bit perturbed as the understatement, and there's Adrian Morrell. Morrell's going to pick up about 5 yards around the right side. Michael Sinclair, who has a sack in the ballgame, makes a tackle for the Seattle Seahawks.
And they've basically just gone back to what really got them in the first half, and that's give Morrell a chance to get the ball in the backfield, flip it out to him on a short pass, and go to your tight ends in the passing game. Corbett and the rest of the wide receivers haven't been much of a factor, but Richie Kotite has really made a point of getting the ball to his tight ends.
Second down and 4 at the 45-yard line. Boomer sets up deep. The pass comes underneath to Kyle Brady, the tight end, and he goes out of bounds in the grasp of Robert Blackman. Here are the Coors Light halftime stats.
Well, it just tells it all right there. 3 turnovers for the Seattle Seahawks, 78 yards total offense. I mean, Joey Galloway's had 2 plays this year that are more than that. And I mean, he's been a non-factor because they can't get him the ball. I mean, it's really been terrible for Seattle, and Richie Kotite's Jets have taken advantage. And Boomer has not made any mistakes to make them look bad.
Third down and 1. Morrell, right side, cuts back, has the opening, has the first down. Flag is down as he goes close to the 25, maybe the 24-yard line, but the marker dropped back at the 43. Eugene Robinson with the tackle.
And that's dropped on the side of the field from the official that usually calls a tight end or a wingback for holding.
So that will nullify the play. It was third down and 1, so it will be third down and 11.
Holding, number 70 on the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
And Matt O'Dwyer starting at right guard, starting for Carlton Hasselrig, is going to be pulling out here. Remember that play that worked so well going to the left with Willig? Now they use the guard. There's O'Dwyer right there getting a little bit of a hook. I'll be honest, I don't see much of a hold right there. You get hooked a lot of times by a defender. I think O'Dwyer got a little one there.
Third down and 11. Tyson steps forward. Another flag is down. This pass is complete for another first down if it stands up.
It won't. I think Matt O'Dwyer just got the daily double.
And that will be 10 more yards. So it plates the ball back at the 38-yard line.
Number 70 on the offense. The 10-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Well, there's third and 1, and then third and 11, and a twofer for Matt O'Dwyer.
And what does they say? There's holding on every play. You wouldn't call it twice in a row on the same man, but they did.
Watch the right guard right here working against Sam Adams. Adams gets that quick rip.
Takedown.
That was not holding. That was just a grab and a takedown.
Third down and 21.
And don't forget, Carlton Hasselrig has been starting at right guard. He's back home in New York on personal problems. Didn't make the trip to Seattle, but not used to playing.
Gilman wants to set up a middle screen. Now they form the screen to the right side. Here's Morrell. And he's barely going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, 2 people made good plays there. Corey Harris was out there to sort of to blunt it and stop it a little bit, but Sam Adams, who was rushing the quarterback, came back and made the tackle on that one. So a little life, a little spark out of Seattle.
4th down and 21. Ryan Hansen will be kicking. Joey Galloway is back as the return man after a brief appearance by Ronnie Harris in the first half. Meanwhile, Corey Harris is the injured player. He's a kick return man and a defensive cornerback for the Seattle Seahawks.
Made a nice play in the last one. Remember, knocked that ball down in the end zone, kept it out of Baxter's hands.
We've got an injury timeout. We'll step aside. We'll be back in a moment. As we come back, Joey Galloway feels the punt at the 15, goes to the outside, looks for a block. He's got the corner and up the sideline. Perhaps a spark. Seattle looking for a spark. Did we see a flag? An injured player is down at the 7-yard line for Seattle.
Well, part of the spark was provided on that last series by the Jets. Van O'Dwyer getting those back-to-back holding penalties. But that's exactly what they need here in Seattle, is a little
Illegal
reason to get up and
back.
scream.
Number 82 on the return team on the run back. That's a 10-yard penalty, first down.
And that will kill the spark. I believe that's Carlton Gray. Is that correct? Number 26? That is the injured player, yes. The Seattle Seahawks need an Angel. Well, there's Angel from the Rockford File. With a name tag. Stewart, don't. You really don't. Anybody in this whole, in the kingdom that does not need a name tag, he doesn't. He is a great actor. So now with 11:58, that is the time remaining in the third quarter, and the Jets up by a score of 13-0. Seattle will start at their own 29-yard line, first down.
Well, let's be honest, Charlie. What Seattle has to do offensively is not so much these long passes, these bombs. They're going against the worst rushing defense in the NFL. What does that tell you? People have run more against this team than anybody else. Get the ball on the ground.
And get it to Chris Warren, and Warren goes for 9 yards on the play. Victor Green with the tackle. This is what Seattle does so well against a defense of the Jets that's struggling against the run.
You know, players want to forget what they've done badly. And you see, these are the possessions they've had in the first half for Seattle. It's punt, fumble, interception. Look at it, there's no yards. 3 plays and out most of the time.
Seven of the 9 possessions.
What you need to do, Charlie, is remind the Jets defense how bad they are against the run.
Now they come out throwing. Pass is complete. It was 2nd down and 1. Ryan Blades pulls it in, and the Seahawks have a first down.
Well, that's not just a running and gunning down the field type of a thing. That's a very calculated short pass. Rick Meyer, another little short roll, and another pass right to Brian Blades. Well, I wouldn't call that a spiral. That was kind of an end-over-end deal. You see, Meyer kind of
working on it.
Gives that wink.
I'm working on the tight spiral. First down, 42-yard line. Jets are up 13-0 here in the third. Here's Warren left side. A little skip move looking for a hole to open. It does not. It is going to be stopped. Maybe get a yard, possibly 2 on the play. Marvin Washington was there for the Jets.
Got a couple of the Jets.
3 Jets are down, yes. Well, the afternoon is starting to take its toll on both ball clubs. And so with the injury timeout, we're going to step aside for a moment. The score, the New York Jets 13, the Seattle Seahawks nothing. Just over 10.5 time remaining in the third.
It was Tony Casillas, one of the Jets, down on the ground holding his left knee. Watch Casillas just to the left of the center right there. Kevin Mawe, the right guard, comes down, little cut block. Casillas is very lucky. You saw that left foot just come off the ground. That foot doesn't come off the ground. Casillas is looking at surgery.
2nd down and 8, 44-yard line. Meyer to throw over the middle, has a man open. He goes to the tight end for Lester Crumpler.
Wait a minute. That could easily be a personal foul. Lester Crumpler catches that ball. He's defenseless on the ground. Marvin Jones basically just spears him. Charlie, watch the end of this thing. I mean, this off balance, catches the ball, falls down. A touch will do. Well, he didn't spear him because he didn't hit him with the head, but he definitely put a forearm right in his face. That should have been a flag.
First down, 42-yard line. Still could be a costly hit because it's all reviewed. The tapes are all reviewed by the NFL. Running left and throwing it away is Rick Myers. He got pressure. So it'll be 2nd down and 10, the ball at the 42-yard line, and now we got a flag as he is hit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you hit a regular football player hard, you don't get a flag. You hit the guy with a skirt on, not only do you get a flag, you're going to get a fine.
Now you're not going to talk about quarterback.
Personal fall, unnecessary roughness, going directly at the quarterback's knees. That's 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Going directly at his knees.
Usually it's going directly at his head with your helmet.
Okay. Going directly at his knees. Eric Howard chasing. There's Jones.
Ooh.
Marvin Jones again coming down, giving him the low bridge.
And with the penalty, the ball goes to the New York 27-yard line.
Tony Dungy, probably the best defensive coordinator in football up in Minnesota, teaches his players that's exactly where you hit people because they penalize you for headshots. Now you can't hit him in the knees, can't hit him in the head.
Here's the belt. That's about it.
Well, they got to either get longer helmets and higher pants, then you won't be able to hit him anywhere.
Longer helmets and higher pants.
They won't have anywhere to hit. Everything will go down into the numbers. That's a little payback right there. They should have called the one on Jones and then the next one coming in. I mean, the first one I thought was unnecessary. The second one, in my opinion, was just good, hard, aggressive coming in and tackling the quarterback, trying to prevent him from throwing.
You're exactly right. 2nd down and 9, 26-yard line. Little play action fake. Not much of a fake. Pass is complete. That is Max Strong. Down the sideline. He's out of bounds at the 6-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal to go after a gain of 20 on the play. Gary Jones finally chasing down Max Strong.
Well, you said not much of a play fake. Well, don't worry, Charlie. There wasn't much of a defense out behind it. There was nobody there. Gary Jones had to run 20 yards from the middle of the field. Watch this. He's absolutely lonely. There's nobody but officials, cheerleaders, and coaches anywhere near him when he catches the ball. Now this is the kind of offense last couple plays that Dennis Erickson expects.
1st down, goal to go. Little play action fake, lob right side, wide open, and it's Max Strong. Six-yard touchdown pass, the 13th of the year for Meyer, and for Max Strong, his 4th touchdown.
You know those big Polaroid things on the sideline, Charlie? They show the defenders, the formations in. I get a headshot of Strong, like a most wanted poster you see in the post office. I'd show my linebackers and defensive backs. Here's what this guy looks like. You haven't seen him yet because none of you missed him. I mean, none of you got him. You missed them both plays. No one's close to Strong there.
And he's wearing number 38. Memorize that number. Extra point is good. Seahawks are right back in this one. 13-7 Jets. Back with the kickoff in a moment. The lonely touchdown. And Carpenter are the return men for the New York Jets. And from the goal line, here's Ron Carpenter. Carpenter to the 15, out of the 20. Pretty good return out to the 30-yard line. Marvin Jones.
Well, he got that penalty, that roughing the passer for hitting the quarterback low. I mean, you hear a lot about hitting him in the head, and that's being a penalty. Just comes in there at the last minute, gets a low boat. I mean, remember, folks, that's slow motion. It's hard to tell. At real speed, that was a lot closer than that. That was not that late a hit. Jets have had 3 penalties so far in this 3rd quarter. 2 holdings on O'Dwyer.
Regular speed.
And this one right here, a little regular speed. I guess that's marginally late, but I'm sorry. I think you got to start giving these defenders their aggressive nature. That's the way they make their money. That's why you pay them what you pay them.
Jets now lead 13-7, have the ball at the 30-yard line. Play action fake, little swing near side. Pass is complete to Kyle Brady. Brady up the sideline. He's going to pick up about 12 yards and a 1st down as we go to New York for an update. Greg?
All right, Charlie, the Browns down to the Steelers 17-3 at one time have come all the way back. 2nd and goal, Vinny Testaverde from the 1-yard line with the extra point. Cleveland has pulled even at 17 in the 3rd quarter. Charlie?
And here in the 3rd quarter, Seattle back in the ball game as they score their 1st touchdown. Jets lead at 13-7, and the Jets have a 1st down at their own 42-yard line. Boomer play action fake, sets, throws downfield, and it is intercepted. Seattle has the ball. Eugene Robinson. No, it wasn't. It was Carlton Gray. Gray was shaken up earlier in the half, and he is healthy and well.
He's definitely better. And he just anticipates that pass from Boomer Esiason perfectly. They've gone back to the tight end. They've gone back to the tight end. Everything's been spinning off the tight end. Now they're going down the field to a wide receiver. Gray steps in front. Watch the matchup. Gray and Crabette. Look at the break. Breaking on the ball. Ball's thrown right where it should be if you're a defender.
26-yard line, matching the number of Carlton Gray. Jet territory, first down, Seattle. Here's Warren. Looking for a little bit of opening. Not a lot there. Picked up about 3 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 7 as Matt Brock makes the tackle.
Yeah, this Seattle Seahawks team has woken up a little bit. Dennis Erickson obviously had a little motivational Yahoo speech going at halftime for these guys, but right now they're getting an awful lot of help from the Jets. Penalties, turnovers, that usually means points and serious problems.
Second down, 23-yard line. Here's reverse to Galloway, steps inside a Jet, has got problems, steps away from another, and then is wrapped up. Jets were waiting for that one. Marvin Jones with the final tackle on Galloway after he slipped a couple of Jets, but they had slowed him down and forced him to come back inside.
Well, watch this though, Charlie. Figuring it out and expecting it are one thing. Now you got to get the guy. This is not your normal kind of a wide receiver willing to go down. He runs a lot like a running back, especially when he's trapped and gets desperate.
Third down and 9. Seattle 0 for 7. Third down conversions. As you see, the Jets have won in the ballgame. Being chased, and he's throwing it away now. That could be grounding the ball.
Yeah, he's outside of the tackle.
Oh, that's right. He got outside the tackles, and so that's okay.
Well, they're doing a lot of that little short rolling, and I honestly think part of that Bob Radkowski and Dennis Erickson are doing to their young quarterback is enabling him to do that. If things go wrong and he starts getting that pressure, he can dump that thing away as quick as possible and not take a loss.
And you saw number 55 for the Jets as linebacker Bobby Houston, who was just a breath away. 32-yard line, a field goal attempt of 42 yards by Todd Peterson. Peterson is 13 of 18 on the year. He is hit from 49. And this one is looking good. And he's got it from 42 yards away. And the Seahawks pull within 3. Back to the kickoff. Not far from here. It begins to work its way around the kingdom. The fans like their ball club getting back in the ballgame.
And the reason is Carlton Gray, you saw right there, 26, picked off Boomer Esiason. And so far, the best friend these fans in the Seahawks have are wearing green helmets so far this half.
And here is the kick. And on the return, Ron Carpenter. And the Seahawks are alive and well this afternoon. But not until the second half. That was James McKnight.
Well, it's almost like they said, okay, we gave you 3 turnovers. We gave you 13 points practically. Now it's time for us to play our game. And the 33 turnovers have led to 112 points. I mean, I got hit in the head a lot. I'm an offensive lineman. I can even figure that one out, Charlie. You give them 112 points, and your defense has little or nothing to do about it. That's your offense setting up your defense in bad spots. You're hurting.
So the Jets offense goes to work. They still lead, but the margin has been cut to 3. Boomer, 3-step drop, swing pass right side. Pass is complete to Johnny Mitchell. And Mitchell has his 5th reception on the day. Carlton Gray with a tackle.
Yeah, they just keep going back to these tight ends, and why not? Seattle is not stopping it. Mitchell lines up as the right tight end. Just a pure timing 3-step pattern that Boomer drops this off. You keep getting that kind of pad out of the cornerbacks, you're just going to keep dumping that thing off. It's a matter of patience. If the Jets get greedy like they did in the last drive, the Seahawks will make them pay.
They pick up the first down, 24-yard line. Out of the ground. Here's Morrell. He's pulled down at the 29. And he's pulled down by Cortez Kennedy. Gain of 5, second down and 5. He's a load, isn't he, Kennedy?
Well, he is, especially when you figure here's 96 starts inside, and he's working there against Roger Duffy. Comes all the way to the outside, and this is not your basic little fella, that's 6 foot, 195 pounds. This guy's about 315 pounds, about 6'1", and he's a safe.
And he's very
fast wheels.
And he's a quick save. You're right. Here's the pitch. Morrell, right side. And he is hit as he turns the corner. His momentum is going to carry him for a couple, maybe 3. It'll be short of the first down. Corey Harris and Carlton Gray teamed up for the Seahawks. And so the Jets come to a crossroad here. 3rd down, and everybody's been struggling on 3rd down. And they face 3rd down and 2. Maybe a yard and a half to make it official.
Yeah.
They're 1 for 9.
1 for 9, and the one play they were successful in 3rd down is when they had that long run behind Willig to the left with Morrell.
Back there. Brad Baxter is wrapped up. He's going to lose maybe a yard. It'll be 4th down. And that means that the Seahawks will be fielding a punt. Cortez Kennedy infiltrated and makes the play.
3-letter answer to that. T-E-Z. Tez in the backfield, 3 yards deep. Watch Tez from right over Duffy at the left guard position, just arm over, is by him in a blur. Didn't make the tackle, but so disrupted that play that the pursuit behind it could.
4th down and 2. Brian Hansen the kick. Joey Galloway, 25-yard line. Set for the return. A good kick. Turns over. Gives ground. 17-yard line. 20. At the sideline, 25. And then out of bounds. We'll step aside with 3:12. Time remaining. 3rd quarter. And the Jets hold it. We thought we were going to go away. But there's a flag on the play. Back at the 45-yard line. So everybody will regather along the network. Here's the call. Sounds like to me a slap in the face. We've had now hits at the knees and slaps in the face.
That's an illegal use of the hands
illegal.
during the run back.
Illegal use of hands, number 20 on the receiving team. That's a 10-yard penalty after possession had changed. 1st down.
So now Seattle has the ball. Now we'll step aside and take our commercial break. Back in a moment. Thanksgiving extravaganza.
I'm sorry, it's real. Unlike that guy. You know why he's smiling so much?
Why is he smiling?
Because this last Thursday was a bad day for most of his relatives. And he's here today.
The return of the turkey. It's warm.
That ain't a Seahawk. That wasn't a Seahawk. That was a sea turkey.
You told me you had a line. I didn't know it was going to be that good. All right, where are we? 2:55 and counting. Time remaining as we come to the end of the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 3. Seattle has the ball on their own 16-yard line.
And they open up with more of the same. Chris Warren and power football.
And here he is again. Flips and slides to the right side, going to reach out close to the 19-yard line. He may pick up the 1st down, and when we see that play, it's exactly what you were talking about earlier with Marcus Allen. It looks as if he is shut down. He's got the 1st down. Looks as if he was shut down about 2 yards shy of the 1st down, and all of a sudden he comes back underneath and he scoots forward and he's got it. See, there he is.
Eric Howard working against Howard Ballard. Should have had him, but he just keeps going. Watch right there. The reach and the lurch. That one little lurch. That one lurch goes a long way. Don't need many lurches.
You need more reaches. 3 reaches is one lurch. Going deep. Galloway is there. Can he get to it? He's overthrown. Oh. Meyer has a strong arm, doesn't he? He's unloaded a couple of deep patterns. That one 2 strides too far.
Well, it's 4 or 5 times so far we've seen today Joey Galloway going on this deep pass. Now watch here. I mean, that is just a case of turning everybody every which way but sideways. Gary Jones turned around. Otis Smith, the corner, turned around, and all these long passes, if they're not going to complete one, are doing it. Joey Galloway is getting a lot of real good exercise, but they're not doing much else.
Going deep on first down, so it's now 2nd and 10 of the 19. Jets show blitz. It's picked up. It rolls out. Pass is complete to Brian Blades. He goes out of bounds around the 27-yard line. And Gary Jones was there for the New York Jets. Blades coming into the ball game with 52 receptions and 4 touchdowns.
And Meyer does a good job, along with his offensive line, picking things up. You saw that blitz shown inside early. You had Marvin Jones and Mo Lewis bouncing around, threatening on the blitz. What do? They roll him quick out to the run. A quick roll to the right means Blades.
3rd down opportunity. Still a struggle for both ball clubs. For Blades, that is his 3rd reception of the ball game. Play action fake. The blitz is picked up. Pass to Blades. He has it, and he's got the first down. Somebody really picked up the blitz in the line of the Seahawks and saved Rick Meyer. He would have had a green jersey wrapped all around him.
Well, watch right here, Marvin Washington. That's Chris Warren gets the cut block on Marvin Washington, and if it works so good, rolling to your right, getting the ball to Blades, try rolling to your left and getting the ball to Blades. Got a penalty down on the field. Looks like a face mask.
They'll add it on to the end of the run.
Number 45 on the defense. Well, add 5 yards to the end of the run.
That's on Otis Smith. That's the 5-yard variety.
Watch what happens here. It is accidental. They're not calling this an intentional type of a face mask. Watch him close from the right side. Yeah, right there. You saw him tug and pull around. When you're a defensive back in that position, Charlie, you're grabbing for anything you can. Sometimes they just get it. There was nothing intentional about that.
38-yard line, first down. A minute left in the 3rd. 2 flags are down. Pass is underthrown and incomplete and almost intercepted. Glenn was trying to come back for it. Blades the intended receiver, and we'll check out the 2 flags. The Jets offside.
Richie Kotite's team right now is just doing everything they can to help Seattle.
97. It's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's on Marvin Washington.
Marvin Washington with that little quiver and lurch up at the top. That's what put him off sides. And, you know, Richie Kotite's fully aware he does not have anywhere near the talent level that can afford making mistakes and helping out a team. First half, Seattle was helping the Jets. Right now, the Jets are motivating and helping Seattle.
And off of the left side is Steve Broussard. Broussard has great quickness. He doesn't have a lot of size, 5'7", 200 pounds. Very good return man and a tough inside runner, but he simply doesn't have the size to be able to use him a lot on offense.
Well, you know, he's a real change-up guy from Warren, and also Dennis Erickson. He have a history. He played for 3 years for Dennis at Washington State. Was a #1 draft pick of the Falcons in Atlanta. Was considered really a flop, and Erickson likes him as somebody for defenses to really change up on Warren.
2nd down and 3. Here's Broussard to the right side, but he's going to run out of all kinds of real estate. The clock will continue to move as we'll take the countdown now to the end of the 3rd quarter. The first half dominated by the Jets, leading in halftime by a score of 13-0. After 3 will be in the books. The score will be the New York Jets 13 and the Seattle Seahawks 10.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
4th quarter coming up. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Quarters with the Jets up 13-0 at the half, and the Seahawks countering with 10 points in the 3rd. Seahawks down by 3 as we start the 4th. And again, coming into the ball game, Seattle record is 5-6. The Jets record is 2-9. And the Seahawks have a long shot, but a possibility to make it as a wild card, but they simply cannot afford another loss. Myers to throw. Nice step drop. Timing pattern to Blades down the sideline. He's got it at the 47-yard line of New York. Nice touch to Brian Blades. Otis Smith of the coverage for the Jets.
Well, you know, yeah, as you see on this play here to Blades, it's just a case of Meyer getting into the play and being very consistent, be very conservative. This is the type of offense that Rick Meyer and the Seahawks were running for the last 3 weeks. What got them the 3-game winning streak and what got them into the fact that they're still on the hunt for the wild card. I mean, here's a team trying to get to 500 for the first time in a long time, and just now in the second half, are they acting like they want to?
And guess what? They convert on 3rd down, something they've been struggling with. Here's Max Strong. He's He's going to struggle for maybe 1.5 yards, possibly 2 on the play. Eric Howard with the tackle, so mark the ball just outside the 45-yard line.
But here's a case where you're down 13-10 and you're Seattle. You're going against a defense that has not stopped the run so far this year. You have to be patient. Take the short passes, take the short runs, and be willing to go 10, 12, 14 plays for 6.
3-step drop, now rolling back, wants to set up a screen, and a deep man on the right side, he's throwing it away. Meyer looked as if he wanted to set up a short screen on the right side, then he rolled out of it. Everybody released downfield. To Lester Crumpler, the tight end, the intended receiver, but in reality he was simply out of time and avoiding the loss. And it's 3rd down and 8, so Seattle facing their nemesis 3rd down.
Well, you saw the stats there from Rick Meyer. Both quarterbacks in this game right now have hardly distinguished themselves. They've done more to help the other teams than they have their own so far. And what Boomer needs some running. And what Rick Meyer needs running out of Chris Warren, because he'll get himself in trouble having to throw 30, 40 times.
Early in the ballgame, you saw Hugh Douglas on the sideline being taped, sprained ankle. He is out for the rest of the ballgame. So that will affect the defense of the Jets. Meyer throws incomplete on 3rd down and 8. So the Jets will have an opportunity on offense as we take one more look.
Well, I'll be honest with you, they don't have Hugh Douglas with his 10 sacks, but working against this offense right now, they are getting plenty of pressure on Meyer. The key to getting Meyer in the passing game, get in his face, make him make the quick decisions, because the quick decisions for him so far early in his career have made big mistakes.
Rick Tootin will be kicking. There's a late arrival for the Seahawks. They had only 10 men on the field, and that was Crumpler, who is in the block. This is a little pitch kick. And it's going to be fielded at the 20-yard line by Seidner. We'll step aside. We'll be back.
And a whole lot more. And by Napa, we keep America running.
Welcome back to the Kingdome in Seattle, where we have 13 minutes and 36 seconds left in the ball game. With Randy Cross, I'm Charlie Jones. Jets lead it by 3, 13-10. And they start from the 21-yard line. And they'll start with Adrian Morrell. Morrell is going to pick up about 9 yards on the play before Eugene Robinson makes the tackle. It's going to be 2nd down and 1.
Well, remember, we keep talking, Charlie, about getting outside, running outside. Well, Morrell starts this outside, but because of the over pursuit outside by the entire right side of that Seahawks defense, he's able to make that cutback and get those yards. Exactly the kind of back that can take advantage of that, a guy that's patient.
2nd down and 1. And here's the 1st down as Morrell pops through. Brought down again by Eugene Robinson. They've been teaming up. Morrell with the ball and Robinson with Morrell.
Well, the best way to take inconsistent quarterback play out of the equation for both these teams, get your offensive line motivated, get your running backs going, and when you're getting that kind of running out of your running back, it's not hard to get your offensive line motivated.
And as an offensive lineman, you like that, didn't you?
Oh, I love it. I mean, you always love to kind of win ugly.
1st down. When the throws on 1st down, pass is complete. It's going to stand up for about 8 yards. That's the point of reception as he goes to the wide receiver, Charles Wilson.
Wilson getting all sorts of pad, all sorts of respect out there. Working against Corey Harris. You saw Harris get a little shaken up there earlier. Made a couple of good defensive plays in the 1st half. But if you're giving a guy a pad like that of 15, 20 yards, they're going to throw underneath all day long.
2nd down and 2. First reception of the ball game for Charles Wilson. And it's back to the ground attack. And here's Morrell. They stream all the way to the sideline. And he is going to go out at about the 47, and that's going to be very close. Let's see the spot that he gets. It is very close to the 1st down. Carlton Gray was in pursuit.
Well, I mean, this play here, watch Cortez Kennedy. And the right upfield, right over Duffy, arm over, gets penetration, but Morrell is able to avoid that big loss in the backfield. I mean, that's an impressive play by that running back, because there was absolutely nothing there because of that play by Cortez Kennedy. He made Duffy throw a Nolan Ryan, just a whiff.
And it is a first down. The chains move out about 3 feet to make sure, and we'll spot it at the 47-yard line. First down and 10, 47-yard line. 11 and a half minutes. That is the time remaining in the ball game. The Jets leading by 3, and they have possession of the football. Morrell, 19 carries. He has rushed for 90 yards. And he's been averaging only 11 carries a ball game. Here's a little swing to Morrell in the right flat. A nice one-hand grab as he pulls it in. But the play takes him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. So it's good for only 1. It'll be second down and 9.
And this guy has been the weapon. We've talked about the tight ends today. The other weapon has been Morrell, not only carrying the ball, but swinging him out of the backfield. Remember, this is a Jets offense that this year has not had a 100-yard rusher or a 100-yard receiver.
Morrell, that is his 4th reception of the ball game as you look at the quarterback comparison.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're both battling at 50%. That means get a running game going.
Morrell, by the way, the Jets' leading receiver, all kinds of protection and time, and underneath to Morrell, and he has reception number 5 in the ball game. But again, it's for short yardage as he goes out of bounds at the 46-yard line of Seattle. So they'll be about 3.5 yards shy of the first down, third down.
Yeah, we saw those stats of Boomers and Rick Myers. It's really a contrast of guys in different parts of their career. You know, Rick Myers, early in his career, he's on the way up and throwing for 50%. He's in the learning experience type of a phase of his career. Boomer Esiason's looking for further employment. He doesn't need any more experience. He needs more success.
Jets have converted 1 of 10 third down opportunities. Play action fake, sets, throws. It is high, incomplete. Flag is down.
It's going to be defensive pass interference out there against Corey Harris.
It will carry with it a first down at the spot of the infraction. It will be a holding call. That means that it took place before the pass was thrown. But still with the penalty, it'll be a first down.
Holding, 30 on the defense, a 5-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
Yeah, remember, he has that that he can hit him once or twice within the 5 yards.
Well, he's got 5 yards, fine, but you can't hold on to him afterwards. You can't make contact. I'm sorry, that was not pass interference.
No.
He lost contact after the 5 yards. He was not holding him with the off arm. He had every right to be protesting, as did Greg McMacken, his defensive coordinator.
No, that was not a good call. 41-yard line of Seattle, first down for the Jets. Just over 10 minutes left in the ball game. And the Jets up by 3, 13-10 in case you're just joining us along the way. And they come back to the ground. Here's Morrell, starts outside, cuts back in, flag is down. There was a tug-of-war contest for the football. Terry Wooden with the tackle.
Well, tug-of-war is going to be part of the penalty too, but it's going to be tugging on a jersey.
Holding against the Jets.
Holding, number 70 on the offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Matt O'Dwyer.
The trifecta. He had the daily double earlier. Now he's got the trifecta working. Number 70. Top right of the screen, right there, working against Joe Nash. Look at that right hand. He's got a hold of him. I mean, he's got a serious hold of him.
And then he takes him down.
And he gets the pin. Look at the shoulders on the mat for the required 3 seconds. A takedown, a pin, and minus 10 yards.
First down and 20. Play action fake. Boomer drills this one. They'll get a large chunk of it back as he goes to Charles Wilson. Gray with the tackle. He's going to pick up close to 15 yards on the play. They'll mark it at the 36-yard line in Seattle territory.
Well, that's the case right here. Boomer gets a good pass pattern run by his receiver. He gets very nice pass protection, and he gets a perfect alley right there to chunk that ball to Wilson. I mean, he had no arms in the way, no rushers in the way, just a perfect place. You know, people criticize Boomer for sidearm throwing, but sidearm throwing doesn't hurt you when no one's in the way. It's when you get those big guys in the arms running around.
Second down and 5. and back to the ground. Nothing inside for Baxter and nothing outside. You can see he looked in and said, whoa, maybe I can find something. He found Michael McCrary, and that's it.
Well, just what you've seen so far, the Seattle defense, when they've made plays off of penetration. McCrary's going to be from the right side of the screen right there. That's 2-3 yards deep in the backfield. That's obviously a blown assignment by somebody in that offensive line supposed to come out and trap that guy.
And it's good news, bad news. 3rd down, 5. Good news, bad news. They have only converted 2 3rd down opportunities, and 1 was by penalty. Boomer steps up and he throws a diving grab. Is it good? The celebration starts at the 28-yard line, and Charles Wilson does pull it in. Carlton Gray was there. A minor protest, but the ball is spotted at the 28-yard line of Seattle, and the Jets have the 1st down.
And that right there, you know, Boomer gets a lot of heat at the end of this play. Takes a nice little smack, but he stands in the pocket. He gets enough protection. He takes the contact from Cortez Kennedy and company, but he throws one of those where they can't. He doesn't put it so much where his guy can get to it, but he puts it where they can't get at it.
And Charles Wilson responded as he got it at the 28-yard line in the 1st down, out of the ground. And Morrell is back in as a running back. He's going to pick up a couple of yards on the play. Winston Moss with the tackle.
Well, it's good patience by the Jets offense right here on this drive. They've moved the ball down the field, and they've overcome the negative. You know, O'Dwyer picks up his 3rd holding penalty. Does that stop him? A lot of teams that stops. A lot of teams that frustrates. But Richie Kotite's offense has shown on this drive that they're moving the ball down the field. What they've done in the past, they've made a mistake in this type of a situation. They've had an interception or a fumble. There's a lot of people to blame for things today, but that was not one of them. Morrell's had a big game.
And closing in on the 100-yard mark. Little swing far side. Pass is complete. And this is Morrell's, who's been effective both rushing and receiving as he keeps the drive moving. Remember, this started a long time ago, back at the New York Jet 21-yard line. That was the 11th play of the drive. Meanwhile, the clock is moving. 6:45 and counting, time remaining.
Yeah, watch Boomer gets a little hit there at the end. That's Sam Adams, the defensive tackle. That was what they call when a defensive back hits a wide receiver incidental contact. That's incidental contact in a quarterback.
3rd down and 5. The Jets within Nick Lowry's field goal range. Boomer comes out firing, and it is incomplete. Johnny Mitchell with 5 receptions of the ball game could not add 6 to his total, and Nick Lowry will come out with a field goal attempt.
Well, the Jets and Boomer go back to the tight end, and that so far has meant Mitchell, at least on this play here. The ball is delivered. It's a little outside wide. You know, if you're a 7-4 team, a 9-2 team, that type of a winning team, you make those catches.
And Nick Lowry now with a 41-yard field goal attempt. He has hit from 38 and 33. He has missed left from 50. From 41 yards away. Oh, and he has got it dead solid, perfect. The Jets lead by 6. 16-10. Back with the kickoff in a moment. In the ball game, the New York Jets leading by 6. As they are struggling for only their 3rd victory of the year. They have outplayed the Seahawks, particularly in the 1st half. And here's the kick. Steve Broussard returning for Seattle. Gets around the corner at the 20. A nice stiff arm up the sideline and then out of bounds. Pretty good return. Here's the wild card chase that we have been talking about.
And Charlie, honestly, if Seattle thinks they're a wild card team, if they have any chance of being a wild card team, you beat the New York Jets of the world. And you come back. I mean, right now, this game just smells like a 17-16 kind of a Seahawks game. You know, we're at 16-10 right now. There's 6 minutes, a little bit more left in the game. Dennis Erickson's team's got the ball. If you think you're a playoff team, Dennis, you think this kind of a team, you got to get your team into the end zone here. If you can't do it against the Jets, you might as well start planning for 96.
Jets, as you see, leading by 6, 16-10. Meyer with pressure, and he's going to be pulled down. Marvin Washington gets him. That is the 3rd sack for the New York Jets. That is their 36th on the year. They were 4th in the National League in sacks coming into the ball game, and again operating without Hugh Douglas, who has that sprained ankle.
Well, Washington came into the game with 5 sacks. Talked about how strong he's played the last couple weeks. He's gotten into the backfield a couple times so far in the last 2 series. For the Jets, unmolested. No one's even touched him.
Washington, Eric Howard and Tony Casillas have the 3 sacks. Pass is complete right side to Chris Warren. And so Meyer comes back, 3-step drop, and hits his running back. He gets part of it back after the loss.
Well, Charlie, you know that the Seattle Seahawks are going into their grab bag when they start getting Warren out there as a wide receiver. Because where he's at his best is when he's out in the backfield getting the ball as a runner. This is a change of pace. There's Warren, right side of the top there of the screen. Just a little hitch. Run out, stop, turn around, and be a running back.
Now 3 wide receivers. Steve Broussard is the remaining back. And Blade starts in motion, and now he reverses, picks up single coverage. Pressure up the middle, pass is complete. Tight end, Charlester Buckler. And he has got the first down. Crumpler's 2nd reception of the ballgame, 16th on the year.
Coming from the left tight end position, just drags over. Getting coverage from Houston. Nice throw by Meyer. Good plan by Dennis Erickson and his coaches. Very patient so far.
And Seattle converts on 3rd down. 4.5 minutes, time remaining in the ballgame. Seahawks down by 6. 3 receivers, right side. Rolling right, throwing very quickly. Brian Blades has it, and he is down at the 49-yard line. So the quick pass is now working for the Seahawks.
Well, that's a little bit of the patient offense, Charlie. And if it's a roll to the right by Rick Meyer, it must mean a throw to Brian Blades in the flat. They've done this now 6 times. They're trying to get away from the pass rush. They're putting pressure into Rick Meyer's face. And what Dennis Erickson and Bob Bratkowski are doing is giving him a chance to be successful without a rush hitting him in the mouth.
Blades in motion, his 6th reception a moment ago. After a play-action fake, Matt Strong, who has made the big play in the ballgame for the Seahawks, has this one. Jones with the tackle.
Well, Gary Jones, somebody on the Jets defense found Max Strong. They had that one series in the 3rd quarter. It seemed like they couldn't figure out where the heck number 38 is. And much to Mr. 38's chagrin, Gary Jones finds Max Strong. Nice, aggressive defensive tackle.
I like your idea with the most wanted poster with his picture on it.
This is one of those guys. They're the other guys. They're the enemy. Get them.
They're down in 3. With the Seahawks, you need to get the first down. Maybe in 4-down territory. Setting and throwing into a crowd, incomplete. Blades the intended receiver. Anticipation by Aaron Glenn. You know what Glenn told us? He said when he would play, he would try and always watch and work on the receiver's hands. Because when his hands moved, that's when he was going for the ball.
Well, and Dennis Erickson watched Rick Meyer throw that one in there, and Glenn reacted well as he saw the receiver's hands come out. And you know what? He's going to get another shot because they're going to go for it on 4th down.
4-down territory.
Nothing wrong with this. 3 minutes to go, 3:04. You have got to have this first down if you think you're a playoff team.
And the last time the Jets had the ball, they drove for the field goal and used up all kinds of time on the clock. Rolling right, throwing very quickly, incomplete. Blades the intended receiver. He wants pass interference. He does not get it. Otis Smith had the coverage. The Jets hold, and they take over on downs, needing only to run 3 minutes and a second off of the clock to capture their 3rd win of the year.
Well, you know, Rick Meyer and the Hawks went back to the flat right there to Blades. It wasn't there. Good defense. Defense once, twice. It's worked about 6 times. But the one time they needed it to work, the Rick Meyer Seahawks go to the same play. Quick roll right, go to Blades. Not going to work. Otis Smith does a great job, and it says it all in the expression of Dennis Erickson's face.
And the Jets from their own 47-yard line. Here's Morrell. He's going to dive to the 47-yard line of Seattle, picking up 6 along the way. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Well, I tell you right now, you got a running back for the New York Jets. You go back to the old 3 yards in a cloud of dust, Woody Hayes type of run in the football. You get both arms over that ball. You take no chances of fumbling a ball.
The Seahawks player shaken up on the play was slow to get up, and that is Winston Moss, and now he goes to the far side. The clock was stopped for the injury, and now it is rewound. Morrell now 21 carries, 98 yards.
Remember, Richie Kotai's Jets have not had a 100-yard rusher or a 100-yard pass receiver this year, and Adrian Morrell has earned that title. He hasn't got it yet, but goodness knows he has earned it today.
Boomer, a little swing to Morrell. Morrell in the right flat, slips the tackle. He's going to come about a yard shy of the first down, and that should take the countdown to the 2-minute warning. Both ball clubs have 3 timeouts remaining.
A good kickstand play by Morrell, though. You know, he could have gone down there and lost 2 yards, but he got that right arm down, got that kickstand down, and got the extra yards.
And Seattle will take a timeout. That will stop the clock with 2:08. That is the time remaining in the ball game. We'll be back to the Kingdome in just a moment. Misleading to put 2 seconds back on the clock. Seattle with the timeout. It is a charged timeout. They now have 2 remaining. The Jets have 3. Adrian Morrell, they stand him up. His momentum still manages as he keeps turning to convert on that 3rd down and 1 opportunity, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. And so
2-minute warning.
We're going to step aside just a moment. The Jets have the ball, and they have a 6-point lead. That's by 6. If they win, of course, it would be their 3rd. And at this stage of the game, what does that victory mean?
Well, it means a lot. Coming off that last drive last week, as much of a building block as that was, the Jets have managed to stay in this game. They might even win this game, in a game that they've taken advantage of Seattle's mistakes. They haven't made enough mistakes in the second half to kill them, but they've gotten awful close.
But it becomes part of the building process, even though it's late in the season.
Well, it is, and here's another part of the building process. You don't give a team back the ball. You got it with 3 minutes to go. You run out the clock and don't give them any other chances.
And here's Morrell on the first down as he moves around the left side. And he's going to pick up 9 yards, and he goes over 100 yards, becomes the first Jet rusher this year to have 100 yards in the ball game.
That'll give him 23 carries, about 108 yards, and finally, the streak is broken. Adrian Morrell, though, I mean, we talked to him last night. He's looked forward to getting this opportunity, and it's finally come true for the young man.
Timeout, back in a moment. Cut off inside, sliding outside, stiff arm around the corner, still moving. And he's got the first down.
Nice job there. You see him approach the boundary on the right side. Charlie knows that's out of bounds, knows that means that stops the clock, makes that cut back, and still manages to pick up another 5 or 6 yards.
And Seattle takes their last timeout as they stop the clock now with 1 minute and 37 seconds left. And the Jets continue to lead the Seahawks by a score of 16-10. In case you joined us late in the ball game, Randy, let's go back to the opening quarter.
Well, first quarter, Rick Meyer and his center, Jim Sweeney, can't get the snap together. That leads to this Adrian Morrell touchdown, the 2nd rushing touchdown of the year for the New York Jets. Well, the Seahawks weren't done. Rick Meyer with an interception right here, thrown right into the arms of Aaron Glenn. And then to compound it, Warren puts the ball onto the ground himself. And again, Aaron Glenn recovers it. That's the hole Dennis Erickson Seahawks dug themselves. And to be honest, even with some help out of the Jets, they could not come out of that hole. I mean, Dennis Erickson has to look his team in the eye tomorrow morning after the game today and basically be honest with them and say, guys, we stunk today. We are not a playoff team.
26-yard line, first down, and now Boomer will just kneel down and let the clock do the work for him. Stay with us here, because at the end of our allotted time, which is now 1 minute and 24 seconds and counting, we are going to be switching our audience to the Denver-Houston game for the conclusion of that ball game. And here is the score in that one: Houston 42, Denver 33. They are late in the 4th quarter in that ball game. And for Denver, of course, they're facing the same kind of situation. They're in that wild card battle.
Well, you see Elway in a shootout. That means lots of passing. And remember, you got a couple great rookies. Rodney Thomas had a 74-yard run for the Oilers earlier today. Terrell Davis had a big run for them. So if you're talking Chandler and that Jerry Rome passing game, the ball is going to be in the air. And you know John Elway, he can get it 70, 75 yards in the air. So if it's like that now, that will be an absolute blazing finish.
And for the New York Jets, the clock, of course, their closest friend, as they'll take the countdown. The Jets leading in this one by a score of 16-10. And again, a reminder, as soon as this game becomes official, we will be switching you immediately to the Denver-Houston game, so you can stay tuned for the conclusion.
Charlie, this was not a pretty victory for the Jets, but last week Ricky Kotite said we don't believe in moral victories. This is a second cousin to a moral victory. You don't play very well, but you still managed to beat a team that played worse than you did. So I think you'll take this one.
Don Criqui and Bob Golick are standing by with the conclusion of the Denver-Houston game. For Randy Cross, I'm Charlie Jones. Final here, Jets win it 16-10, and we're off to Houston. So long, everybody.